It was a cold, misty autumn night when Daniel's car broke down on a deserted countryside road. His phone had no signal, and the forest around him seemed endless. Desperate, he spotted a narrow dirt path leading through the trees. At the end of the path, dim lanterns glowed faintly, revealing an old village hidden deep in the woods. The place was strange. The wooden houses were intact, but covered in decades of dust. The streets were lined with broken carts, old wells, and faded signs. Everything looked frozen in time. Daniel called out, "Hello? Anyone here?" But only the echo of his voice answered. The silence was unnerving. He walked deeper into the village and noticed something disturbing: signs of life, but no people. A child's toy lay in the dirt. A kettle sat cold on a stove. Chairs were pulled out at a dinner table where food had long turned to dust. It was as if the villagers had simply vanished in an instant. Suddenly, he heard a faint whisper, carried by the wind. "Leave before the bell tolls." Daniel spun around. Nobody was there. As night fell, the air grew colder. He stumbled into the village square where a towering bell tower loomed over the empty houses. Its black iron bell was cracked, as if it hadn't rung in centuries. Yet Daniel felt uneasy. Then it happened. Dong! The bell rang once, echoing across the night. His blood ran cold. The sound was deep, unnatural, shaking the ground itself. From the corners of the street, shadows began to move. They weren't people. They were darker than the night itself, crawling toward him like living smoke. Daniel ran into a nearby house and slammed the door. Inside, he found old diaries scattered on the floor. The entries spoke of a curse. "The 13th bell will claim us all. When it tolls, silence will devour the village." The last page ended abruptly. The ink smeared as if the writer had been dragged away mid-sentence. The windows rattled. From outside, Daniel heard distant screamsmen, women and children, but the village was empty. He realized these were echoes of the villagers who once lived here. Their voices were trapped, replaying forever. He tried to leave, but every road he took twisted back to the village square. No matter where he ran, he ended up before the bell tower. The shadows followed, closer each time. By the 12th toll, Daniel was on his knees, trembling. He finally understood this was not a village of the living. It was a prison for souls, captured by the cursed bell. And when the 13th bell rang, the curse would demand another victim. The air grew heavy. The silence returned. Then, dong! The 13th bell tolled. The shadows engulfed him. His scream echoed once and then nothing. When dawn broke, the village was silent again. The houses stood untouched, the streets frozen in time. Only the wind moved, carrying a faint whisper. "The village waits for you."